because of something I saw that really disturbed me. Let me just say, there are people controlling this world. There are families controlling this world. It goes all the way up into royalty and the crown and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things going on that are really going on, and there's a lot of facts to back it up. But things like this right here is why a lot of people don't even bother looking into it, and it turns a lot of people away. And it's the not getting your facts straight before. I know it's work. It is work doing this, and you got to do your fact checking and looking around and read, not just read headlines like enjoy Pepsi aborted fetal cells in your drinks. That's a crock of shit. Okay. Um, what's going on is actually even more sinister than putting something nasty in your drink. Maybe not, but what I'm saying is there's something sinister going on here with the whole thing, and I'm going to show you what. But it's not about putting embryos in Pepsi products, okay? And I've seen this parroted on Facebook and other places, and I just thought I needed to do a video to clear the air and hopefully let people know that are still in the dark about what's really going on in this world. That there are people out here who care about the facts and will check facts before uh, just blurting something out stupid like that and not reading about it and actually learning what's going on, because it's still not a good thing. It's aborted fetal cells, okay? So it's, in a way, it's going to end up promoting abortion. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's very powerful research that Pepsi is funding, okay? You know, if more companies start doing this, then more abortion clinics pop up. Uh, then people get more willy-nilly with sex and think they can just get an abortion, and a lot of people have no morals out there. So it's very, very disturbing what they're doing, because they're using aborted fetal cells. Okay, now you can say, well, abortions happen anyway. Well, abortions happen anyway, and things along that line. But you also have to think, if big money gets behind it, like these big corporations, and people start making that much money, and the greed starts flowing, and then the abortion clinics start popping up, then you get then it's not a good road to be going down. Life is sacred, not on a religious tip, unless that's your thing, but just on a spiritual tip and a part of this whole thing. The life force is not something you want to mess with. Okay, the universe is not going to have it. The universal intelligence is not going to have it, which is what we're all connected to. And another thing is, if one person suffers, we all suffer. Whether you see it, feel it, think you feel it or not, you feel it. We're all connected. Even making yourself suffer is harming other people by not trying to better your life um, in some kind of positive way. Let's read this article, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Um, Dozens of pro-life groups are calling on pro-life Americans to boycott Pepsi because it was contacted with a company that uses fetal cells from babies victimized by abortions to test and produce artificial flavor enhancers. Okay, they're using these aborted cells to test and produce artificial flavor enhancers. Okay, they're and what they're doing here, in a nutshell, so I don't have to read the whole thing to you, I'll leave the link in the description area so you can go read the facts and you can do the research and then follow up on it any way you want. But the cell, they're using a cell. Your body is made of cells. You're one big compilation of cells. Okay, trillions. They're using something called HEC 293. It's a human embryonic kidney cell. Okay, and it's taken from the electively aborted baby to produce that to produce those receptors. They could have easily chosen an animal, insect, or morally obtained human cells expressing the G protein for taste receptors. Okay, and that's what they're doing. That in this kidney cell is taste receptors, and what they're doing is they're testing their artificial flavors, and they're enhancing their artificial flavoring and testing it on the human embryonic kidney cells. So if their flavor enhancer make the kidney cells go crazy, they know how to manipulate your mind basically with flavor enhancers. Okay, that's what they're doing. It's very sinister, but they're not putting aborting embryo cells in Pepsi. They're not chopping them up like onions, and they're not twirling them into a pot. You know, so that's what's happening here. And it's even more sinister if you think about it, because they're trying to figure out a way to target your taste receptors in your brain. Okay. Let's see. Cinemix boasts that they have over 800,000 unique flavors for foods. Okay, this is who Pepsi's paying, is Cinemix, right? But cells expressing certain proteins produce a chemical signal when the flavors are introduced, which determines if they have achieved the proper flavor. The proper flavor, which probably leads to release of endorphins and la-di-da. The aborted fetal cells are not in the product itself. See, the aborted fetal cells are not in the product itself. Yet you have idiots running around out here telling people they're drinking embryos. No, they're testing ways to target your brain with flavor enhancers using taste receptors from cells from aborted fetuses, cells from aborted fetuses, and they are actually called the embryonic kidney cells. So I wanted to clear that up. Please, if you're going to post something, check your facts. What's his name? Jan Irvin. Jan, Jan Irvin. Irvan. I'll put a link to one of his websites up. It's called Trivium Education. This was something that I forget who came up with it in Greek times, Roman times, I believe. And it's about how to properly learn and how to, for instance, your brain is like a computer. And if the wrong information gets put into your brain, you get a virus. Okay? Poisonous information it's like a virus in your brain. So the way to disseminate, there's a process to disseminate information the correct way, and we're not being taught that in the schools anymore. It's called the Trivium. Okay, and you need to check it out. I'll put the link in the description area. But the first step is to collect the grammar and read it. And yes, it's work. But you're just this is why people are turned away from a lot of the truth and a lot of the conspiracy things, and that's why they call them conspiracy nuts. It's the false UFO junk that goes on. I'm not saying that isn't a possibility, but there's a lot of junk out there, a lot of junk like this. They're putting embryos in your Pepsi, which is totally false, and that turns people away from waking them up, and it does more damage than good. So they're not putting embryos in your Pepsi, but they are using them to learn how to control your mind, learn how to control your pleasure senses, I'm sure, in some way through taste receptors. So there you go. Till next time, take it easy.